All right, bro. Things I wish I knew before I bought a PC. Now, don't get me wrong, a PC is probably one of the greatest purchases I've ever made, but there's just a lot of stuff. Okay, when you're new and you don't really do any research, you just buy a PC and you go at it balls deep. There's a lot of things that you're just not aware of that you should know. So for one, this one might be kind of obvious, but pop-up pages, bro. When you click on I guess just any internet page, not like extremely normal stuff like YouTube. They don't have stuff like this. But if you're on like a niche website or some shit, whatever, a lot of these websites they have pop-up pages, but they make it seem like that's what's supposed to happen. Or let's just say you're trying to download something, or you're trying to torrent a game or something sketchy, okay? And you press a button and it pops up another page, and it looks like it's genuine, but it's not, bro. It's a pop-up page, and they're trying to basically just infect your computer or get some weird data spying extracting app on your PC, and then it's just really weird. Basically what I'm saying is if there's something on your PC that is making it seem like, oh, you need to have me running at all times, I'm going to help you at all times, and we're protecting you super hard, that's probably pretty sketchy. Nothing should really be popping up like that on your PC. I'm talking like corner boxes, like, oh, hello, we're here, stuff like that. And along with that, I guess, is when you're trying to download something, and for me it's really just games or stuff, or like ROMs, when you're emulating a game or some shit. There's so many, and this goes for every website basically. There's just so many fake download buttons, and you gotta be careful which one you're pressing, because you don't want to like start downloading some random ass shit. So this next one is pretty obvious, but yeah, bro, you gotta update your drivers. Okay, if you don't update your drivers, you might just start experiencing bad gameplay or random ass crashes, and you're gonna be like, yo, what is going on? And it's like, oh, apparently your driver's out of date. Okay. And this is like very beginner level stuff. Everyone who's been in the PC game for even a few months probably knows this by now. But like I said, before I bought a PC, I did not know anything about updating a driver. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Another thing is there are so many quality of life things that you can access that are just deep in the settings. You have to figure out random. You got to type in PowerCell or all this other shit, and there's so many things that can make your life on a PC just so much easier. You just have to find the right videos, and it will tell you. Like for me on my taskbar, if I were to right click it instead of just close window, and in case things go bad, I actually have you can add this in yourself, and I have end task, which if you don't know what that is, the whole task manager, that's something you should know too when you buy a PC, is Control Shift Escape. It brings up the task manager. If you don't want to do that, there's Control Alt Delete. Obviously that brings up the like page, like sign in or shut down or whatever, then you click on task manager. But yeah, Control Shift Escape brings up task manager, and you right click something, you can end task. And that's basically like if a app is glitching and it's not wanting to close, because most people just use close window or close app or whatever, close application, stuff like that. Sometimes it glitches, doesn't work, or it takes a minute to shut off. You can literally just end task. Okay, I have that built into my right click now, which is just beautiful. And like I said, there's a bunch of quality of life things. Windows is really good at slowing down your computer. You have to navigate. Windows is like almost a fucking virus in itself. It's so bad. I don't know how this is the standard, but yeah, dude, there's a lot of shit with Windows. There's a lot of shit that's just turned on automatically. You should turn off, like seeding updates to other people's computers, basically using your PC's power to like somehow update other people. And basically all it is just Windows and Microsoft or whatever, they're like dumping their electric bill into your electric bill by letting your PC update other people's stuff, other people's updates, shit like that. So you got to like turn off fucking apps and stuff and all this other stuff. And another thing is go into Task Manager, bro, and just find a startup and just turn off like everything that you don't want to like pull up. Because for one, I didn't know this for a long time, but I would just open my PC and like boom, 3 apps open. There's like Nvidia, there's Xbox or some shit, there's Riot or Epic Game. All these apps just want to take over your PC as much as possible and make it like you don't know that they're still running basically, but they pop up as soon as you just disable everything on start basically. You don't really want to flood your PC when you're trying to start it up. That takes a lot of power, and if you have a fragile graphics card, might fucking blow your PC up. So this one's really for, I guess, content creators or anything, but anyone who like doesn't know where to go or how to start making content, OBS Studios is it's just free and it's really easy to use. Literally just search up OBS. There's a lot of free stuff. Also I didn't know this. So obviously I knew Discord was like the home for games basically. That's like the home you go to. And if you come from Xbox, that might somewhat be the home app for you or whatever, where you get your games. Or if you come from PlayStation, I think there's a PlayStation app, but all this shit. But stuff like Discord, I thought, I would just go to the Microsoft store and download it. But no, bro, you have to download shit like that from straight from the internet. And you know, when you don't know that, it can be a little confusing. Like, bro, how do I get Discord? And oh, I gotta search it up, and then I gotta extract the file, and I gotta let it. Yeah, bro. Oh, another thing is, bro, your files. That's like you just need to have them organized, bro. If you don't, like when I started out, my files were all over the place, and I'm like putting shit all over the place, and then give it a little bit of time, I'm trying to find stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck, where is this stuff downloaded, and what are all these random ass files I have, and all this shit. You know, you want to keep your file folder, I guess, with everything on there. Take care of it, bro. And honestly, just take the time to learn the ins and outs of your file folder, because or your file explorer, I guess, because if you don't, you're probably just gonna regret it later. And yeah, truthfully, a lot of things are just a few clicks away from on your PC. Like if you want to get Tor, Onion Browser, basically all the dark web, I'm not telling you to go do that. There's really nothing to like do on there in the first place anyway. But if you just wanted to, bro, it's just a few clicks away. Seriously, it's not hard. Just get a VPN, and that's another thing too, is a VPN. All the shit, like I said, it's just a few clicks away, and that's it, bro. Just be careful where you put your information, all this. You know, I'm not I'm not gonna tell you how to use the internet. Fuck you. And another thing is, I've never really had like a virus or anything, but you know, when I first started, I've accidentally downloaded a few, I guess, apps or some, basically viruses, to be honest, just apps that will, like I said, try to take over your computer, and it just pops up and it's like, oh, I'm like fucking turbo overdrive, and I'm gonna manage everything on your PC and all this shit. You know, it's like, no thanks, buddy. But then you try to delete it and you can't figure out to, or you can't figure out how to. A lot of the time you gotta go in your files and like figure out where it's at, and you have to like uninstall or delete or whatever. Shit gets complicated, bro. But if you have a certain problem, there's probably a video on it somewhere, bro, because people dedicate their life to just all the ins and outs of all this weird PC shit. So if there's anything you need help with, bro, find a video. It will just make your life so much easier than trying to figure out something on your own. Another thing, it might just make your life easier if you buy a mic for your PC, because you can use a headset mic, especially if it's wireless. But if it's wired, some PCs just don't like that, apparently. You got to buy like an adapter, because you have two holes on your PC, right? There's the headset hole, and then there's the mic hole. And then obviously you can only use one at a time with a normal wired headset. So, you know, you have to get an adapter that splits off into two cords and puts it in both holes. Pause. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you have a PC, then, you know, good for you. You never ran into that problem. But that is a problem I had, and two other people I knew had. So honestly, just buy a fucking mic at that point. I mean, it doesn't even have to be good. Like a $5 or $10 mic works just as good as a $140 mic, and sometimes better. So, you know, just don't bother going overboard on a mic, really. It's my opinion. Another thing is hidden icons or whatever. Basically, in the bottom right, I have an arrow, and if I click on it, you know, I can see, oh, here's Steam, here's Riot Games, here's Riot Vanguard, and, you know, Epic Games. You know, all this shit that's just running. It's like, I don't really, like, if you just basically want your PC to be crisper, a little bit, like 5% crisper, just close the app. Like, I'm not using Steam. Go ahead, exit. All right, you know, not using Riot, exit. You know, I don't want all this shit just running constantly in the background, eating up my CPU. And yeah, there's probably more, but I really just wanted to make a pretty easy video, to be honest. So let's just get into a quick argument real quick. I know the nerds and the chuds will go crazy, okay? Yeah, bro, it doesn't really matter if you build your own PC or if you buy a pre-built, to be honest. Both mine are pre-built, and one's lasted like 3 years at this, or maybe, oh, bro, 4 years at this point. I'm on a pre-built, and it's pretty good. Works good. It works fine. And, you know, I'm not complaining at all, especially for the price. It's really good, okay? And when you're building a PC, especially for the first time, it can be pretty hard, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And it's not necessarily hard to put together. It can be a little complex or whatever, but essentially it's like a big Lego set, like an advanced Lego set. And really, I think anyone can do it, but you have to be careful when you're getting parts, because if your parts, like, just make sure your parts fit together, bro, or like they run together and they can cooperate good, because if you don't, you're gonna be like fucking yourself. It's like shooting yourself in the foot, basically. You don't want to do that. And people will fight tooth and nail to beg you to build your own PC and make you feel like you're stupid or something if you don't, when it's like, bro, it is really not that big of a deal. If you spend 100 extra bucks for a pre-built, you know, and look into, you know, what, don't just buy a random ass PC, but, you know, look into the parts or whatever, make sure it makes sense. And on top of that, with the pre-built, you can get warranties and shit. And really, most of the time, you should never really be fucked. Just, if you're gonna buy a PC, keep everything, bro, and don't fuck up the box when you're opening it. Just keep the box, keep everything for at least like 3 months. I'm sorry, but you got to do it, or it's like I said, you're gonna be shooting yourself. Because if you end up wanting to ship it back or something, and they're like, okay, original box, put everything back how it was, don't fuck anything up. Or if you do, we're gonna fuck you, basically, is how the companies see it. So, you know, just like I said, bro, keep all the stuff, keep all the papers. at least for a little bit, until you know your PC's fine and it's running good. And honestly, if you're building your own PC, same thing, bro. If you figure out like you got a faulty part or something, if you don't have the box or something, they might fuck you, bro. It's because they don't want to take fucking broken parts back, obviously. So just be careful with all that, I guess. But yeah, I think I really covered the main things for me at least. There's probably some more, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever. I'll catch y'all in the next one, I guess. Fuck you.